Okay, well, hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name's Benjamin Leff. Thank you so much for joining this Unit Masters class. I am super excited to talk to you all about blockchain and cryptocurrency, not specifically about one particular topic in general, but serving your needs. A little bit of background about me. I've been in the space. I would say voluntarily or professionally since 2015, but I've been researching and Bitcoin specifically since 2013, 14 times. So it's been a very fascinating 5, 6 year ride that I personally have been on. I started off in a lot of Telegram channels. That's where all of these ICOs began, and they were simply projects at the time. I was a community manager for many of these projects that eventually turned into ICOs. I went to work for several ICOs. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the term, but for those of you that may not be, it's called an initial coin offering. Long story short, it was turned out to be a very lucrative way for people to make money quickly in crypto, but also to lose money quickly as well. So they've kind of gone by the wayside. But that's where I got my first experience into anything other than Bitcoin. Then I had the pleasure of and still am, I suppose, an ambassador of Liquid Exchange, which is based in Japan and services the Asian markets. So I'm one of the 5 global ambassadors there. 2 of us are here in the U.S. It just means that we promote the exchange. We believe it's a solid one, and I can go into that a little bit more. And finally, I worked in business development for Kraken Exchange, which is the second largest exchange in the United States to Coinbase. And I worked as a business development manager for 2 years, where I learned a lot of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I'm very happy to share those experiences with you. And currently, I am the acting director of communications for the Own Your Data Foundation, which is spearheaded by Brittany Kaiser. She is the whistleblower on Cambridge Analytica and Facebook back in 2014 or 15, and so that is, I suppose, my proper role. But blockchain is my true passion. So that's who I am and where I'm at now. I doubt there's very many questions about my background, so I'm just gonna dive right in. So I'm gonna refer back to some of the polls. Um, have you ever purchased Bitcoin? Yes, that's great. So uh, I guess the question would be should be rephrased as, do you know how to purchase Bitcoin? The biggest thing I see here on the polls are storing it safely and where to buy your crypto. So that's where I want to start, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And we're going to start with a little bit of an examination of crypto, where to buy it. It depends on where you are in the world. And please, at any time, click the little reactions button and raise your hand or anything like that if you've got a question. More than happy to address it directly, or just type it into the chat. I'm staring right at it, so I'll be able to answer that. Um, so here we go. Too many screens to share. Okay. Okay, so I'm sure most of you are familiar with this this website right here. This website's called coinmarketcap.com. This is kind of the overall, I would call it outlook, data collection for all cryptocurrencies. When I started working in the business, there were 1,300 cryptocurrencies in existence. Now there are 8,351. just on this website. That doesn't mean all of them are here on the website. You can see that there's 32,000 markets. That means that there's 32,000 different ways you can buy and sell different types of crypto. The market cap of cryptocurrency is nearing $1 trillion. That's larger than some of America's biggest banks, which is really incredible. And this is kind of an important number. All these numbers at the top are just highlights, Bitcoin dominance as far as I've been in it. So for 6 years now, has always been between 55 and 68%. So it's sitting right here at 62.6%. So right now, this right here can be sorted. You can create an account. You can go away. We can create an account. See, I've got some things on my watch list here. So if I shrunk it, you can see the tokens that I'm following personally. Of course, I should say none of this is investment advice. I should start off with that. But we're going to go back to the main watch list, and it ranks everything not only by its market cap and volume. So I'm going to talk about the top 10 coins and why they've changed so much over a few years. A caveat here, one thing I want to point out, Coinmarketcap is owned by Binance Exchange. Many people believe that can skew some of the data in Binance's favor. So there is also a website known as CoinGecko.com. And as you can see, it is almost identical to coinmarketcap.com. And I will send a link to all these sites in the Telegram channel. That way you can all check them out. So if you want perhaps more of a overview on the market that's owned by a bipartisan company, CoinGecko might be the place for you. And before we go into where to buy Bitcoin or where to buy crypto, that's the first place I'm going to start. The final thing is it's really important to educate yourself always at all times. I could tell you to go buy it right now. It could go down to $0, and I would feel personally responsible, and I'm sure you wouldn't like me very much if I gave that type of advice. So one place that I've seen really providing true and honest information is a website called coincenter.org. And as you can see, they're the leading nonprofit, and they're focused on regulations and policies around cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Kraken, Jesse Powell, the creator and founder of Kraken, has donated millions to this. Grayscale Investment Trust, which is the largest Ethereum trust. The co-founders of Ethereum, one of them runs it, and they have put I think a couple million into this as well. The people do truly believe that this site, as simple as it may look, provides an incredible amount of information. As you can see, consumer protection, all of this stuff. You can even learn about tax policies in your local countries. And then you can go here and there's a full cryptocurrency 101. What is Bitcoin? Things of that nature. So some of the questions you may be prepared to ask me, I may redirect you to this website here. And then I love the key concepts here. If you click on any one of these, really will help you understand how blockchain works as a whole, not just Bitcoin. So, okay, I know that was a mouthful, and I know that was a lot of information at once. So, where can you buy cryptocurrency? Well, I've got a few tabs open for that. Now, I am in the United States, so for me, my options, and this is not because Kraken is a former employer of mine, but they just happen to be the first one on my list. Kraken allows, um, uh, from a client standpoint, allows almost any country in the world to join and register, create an account, and sign up. It's probably, I would say, Kraken is the easiest way from a fiat on ramp. So if you have, I believe they have 7 or 8. So most exchanges in the United States only allow you to purchase with U.S. dollars. Kraken allows you to purchase with U.S. dollars, Swiss francs, pounds, yen. Um, let's see, euros, and some other currencies from around the world, Australian dollars and Canadian dollars as well. So it really does service a global market. One of the biggest challenges I believe that exchanges face and that people get frustrated by is that they can't get their money in their physical cash into an account. If anybody outside of the United States wanted to create an account on Coinbase, we would not, Coinbase would not accept, your native fiat currency or your debit card. It would have to be in US dollars. But Kraken has in my opinion, extremely robust on ramp, but it's a little heavy on the trading side. So most people are familiar with this right here, in the United States at least. Super easy. They really, they really try not to make it too difficult here. You sign up really quickly on Coinbase, and that's where people are spending. The retail people are buying the majority of their Bitcoin. Many of you may or may not know, but Coinbase is going to be the first cryptocurrency exchange to go public on the New York Stock Exchange, valued at $8 billion. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens when a cryptocurrency exchange becomes public. Another one is called Gemini. You buy Bitcoin and crypto instantly. Again, these are all geared towards the United States. And Gemini is even simpler than Coinbase. It gives you just a handful of cryptos to buy from. Coinbase has a lot. Kraken has even more. What I'm about to show you, Bittrex has even more than that. So if you're just looking for a simple interface, something along those lines, Gemini would be my suggestion to you. And then Bittrex.com, as you can see, this is not a simple buy sell interface. It's a little bit more advanced for traders, but it also has thousands of cryptocurrency pairings that you can choose from when you look at the markets. So it takes a minute to load. There's so many. So you can see how many different tokens are being traded, and there's here we are. The list just goes on forever. So this is what makes up part of that 32,000 pairs that are being traded. So for those of you that are not in the United States, OKX is probably one of the most trusted um, exchanges outside. I would certainly recommend OKX. And what I find quite funny, if you look at OKX and you look at Coinbase, they're quite similar in layout and structure. That's very deliberate. These companies want you to have an easy and pleasant experience when you are signing up, and they don't want to have any hiccups. They don't want to overload you with information. They just, quite frankly, they want you on board so they can collect the fees that you pay when you trade crypto. So I find this quite interesting that they look so similar. And then I would say Huobi is another one. And of course, how can we forget everybody's big one? So Huobi has been around since 2013, making it one of the oldest exchanges, along with Kraken. Also, it was founded in 2011, but it didn't start trading until 2013. So that's something that I look at when I'm signing up for an exchange. And if you ever want, sorry to backtrack, I just thought about this. If you ever want to look at exchanges on Coinmarketcap, they have an entire section. And of course, like I said, Binance might be a little bit favored on Coinmarketcap since they own them. But if we go over here to exchanges on CoinGecko, turns out they're right. And this is a very important thing that you see, these trust scores. So some of the exchanges I just pointed out, this is Binance.com, this is Binance.us. So for our poor US people, we can only have accounts in certain states. The trust score is 10. It means that there's very little market manipulation, that the company has good solid standing as far as a reputation goes. It doesn't crash when markets get super volatile. But some of the ones I mentioned here, Gemini is right here. Crypto.com I use personally. I believe it started in Europe and then rolled out to the United States. The beautiful thing about Crypto.com is if you have accounts and your friends have accounts, you can send crypto without any fees on it. So that's something. And here's Huobi right here, number 10, and Bittrex sitting here at number 14, and then OKX as well. So, and this changes on a daily basis, but you can see, the trust score drops a little bit, and it'll give you reasons as to how the trust score was derived. So they didn't get the greatest report on cybersecurity, but or API coverage, but they did a really good job overall. So, this I'm getting a little bit too technical. So let me move forward to some of these other questions. Um, First of all, I'm gonna actually dead stop. Does anyone in the meeting have a question about where to buy Bitcoin in your local country or region, or where to find that information? Anyone at all? Raise your hands, unmute. Just need to make sure. And I will take silence as everybody understands that oh, okay, good. There's a chat. Let's see.
What do you think about CoinZoom?
Never heard of it. But I will quickly look for it for you. So CoinZoom isn't even coming up on CoinGecko. That's never really a good sign unless they split it into two. So my thoughts on exchanges, just like cryptocurrencies, are that okay? So it came up on CoinMarketCap. So CoinZoom is somebody got into it. So because you asked a specific question, I'll dive into it for you. Wow. First look, I'm very impressed. Something tells me that I'm not going to be able to join the exchange because I'm in the United States. This is very important. So these CoinZoom debit cards, I have many cryptocurrency debit cards and always like to collect more. So I will research into this. Um, Gateway for digital assets. This certainly looks like here we are. So you can pay with debit or credit card, card to crypto, crypto to card, And then here we are. So here's all the local currencies they support. So wow, even more than Kraken. And
Also,
look
back,
at
like I quickly stop you. Like this is also like super interesting, probably to say because like all these like crypto debit slash credit cards that they are giving. Like I think a lot of people like, for example, I was also talking to my mom and she's like, yeah, but like like with this crypto, like I don't have like a physical like there's like the physical money is missing, right? And so how can I trust it? So probably if like yeah, when you have a card, like an actual card, it
right.
makes it probably easier, like also the transition, huh?
Absolutely. So it does. My first impressions on CoinZoom, just to answer that question, is I'm very impressed. Um, their trading desk is nice, but again, this is for people who know
Already
how to use
into.
charts and things like that. But I'm a big fan. So Petra, you make a great point. You know, one of the biggest questions is, great, you have Bitcoin. How do you spend it? My answer is I never spend it. I only want to buy more of it. But there are other cryptocurrencies and other people who share don't share my belief and do spend some Bitcoin. And this is exactly right. You have a Visa debit card. You can go anywhere in the world and utilize this, and nobody on the waiter, waitress, anybody servicing you will have any idea that you're actually paying in crypto because it comes out as their local currency. And that saves a tremendous amount on transaction fees. Think about that if you travel abroad. Well, when it's not in normal times, instead of having to carry around a bunch of cash and paying fees for that, you could just buy what you need on your card, and then you can also use your card to withdraw from ATMs and not incur the very heavy fees for an international transaction. So, very good point, Petra. This really drives things home for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
is having that physical card in hand. So that's my thought to CoinZoom, is certainly worth taking a look at.
Mm-hmm.
Not It's new. That's something, that's a yellow flag, I would call that. It's literally only 25 days old. Excuse me, 2020. It's it's
Mm-hmm.
385 days old. Um,
And
and
that I
look at that. It's based in the United States, so I will be able to do a little bit more research on this and check it out.
cool. Nadine is
So,
asking, what about Binance?
so Binance is right here, and there are two Binances. So there's Binance and there's Binance.us. So you can see they are different. Binance.us limits you a little bit more than Binance itself. Binance, you can trade on margin, you can do lending, you can do leveraging, all kinds of different, and this is just a crazy subject, but DeFi and earning and pools and P2P lending, peer-to-peer lending, that can all be done on Binance.com. There's nothing wrong with Binance, other than the owner of it decides, when tokens will get listed. Sometimes trading will be halted in times of extreme volatility, but that happens on all exchanges.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Binance is doing a bunch of really great things in the space aside from just being an exchange. They have Binance Ventures and they invest in crypto projects. So, as much as I didn't like them in the beginning personally, because I thought they were a monopoly and the purpose of blockchain is to be decentralized, they have done a lot of good in the space, and they're building their own decentralized exchange. So they obviously are moving in a direction that I like to see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought on Binance. Any other exchanges that anybody would like to ask
There
a question
are
on?
two more
Oh, three
questions.
more. Okay.
Somebody asked, who has the best buy sell fees? So especially for smaller amounts.
Kraken.
Kraken.
Yeah, you're gonna go on Kraken and you're gonna pay. Uh, in fact, let's just do this. So here is an entire overview fee of the fees, trading fees, and you can, when they
Wow.
charge anywhere, the highest they charge you is 0.26%. So not even, it's a quarter of a percent per trade. If you're a really big whale, you actually don't pay anything to make a trade. But this talks about how trading works on Kraken, and I would put that in there. And the Philippines is a country sanctioned to, you can sign up for an account on Kraken there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping to the next question.
Yeah.
Who has the best buy sell fees? So Kraken. Now there's buy sell fees, and then there are withdrawal fees when you want to remove it from the exchange to your personal wallet. I also still believe Kraken has some of the lower end of the fees on that side. But every one of these websites, Coinbase, they have a support section. So let me move this out of the way. So you should always be able to go in here and go to the help center, type in fees, and you can see what the pricing and fees is for Coinbase. So here's another one. So every exchange that really wants your business and is really honest and transparent is going to provide this type of information, what they charge and when they charge it. So great question, and do your research, but I believe Kraken is probably one of the most competitive. Uh,
Amazing. The next question would be, how secure is it to leave your cryptos on the top exchanges like Binance or Kraken? And one point, would you move them to your own wallet?
okay, I'm gonna jump back because we missed in the Philippines we have coins.ph. Their marketing strategy is centered on becoming a digital wallet where we can pay for bills, send money remittance, which is important for most Filipinos, apart from investing in crypto. So just to talk on that very briefly, in the Philippines, in the oceanic regions, in Southeast Asia, and in the Asian regions in general, this is very important. Peer-to-peer lending, money remittance, so sending somebody money across nations for very low fees is extremely important in Asia. It's for people who are unbanked or underbanked and can't get access to money. So I appreciate that, John, for pointing out what people can do in the Philippines locally. So back to the secure. How secure is it to leave crypto on the top exchanges, Binance, Kraken? At what point would you move them to your own wallet? I move them to my own wallet the moment I buy them. It's not because I don't trust the exchanges. It's because I don't plan on selling most of what I buy for a long time. So there's no reason for me to have money ready to go or crypto ready to go on an exchange. An exchange is, we're going to break this very quickly. Three types of wallet. There's a hot wallet, which means that it is always on and always able to be not hacked, but I suppose, yeah, I mean, it's always able to be hacked if it's on an exchange. If the exchange gets hacked, accounts can be compromised, and they can then take from your own personal wallet. That has happened to many smaller exchanges, but not to Kraken and not to Binance so far, or to Gemini or some of the other big ones. That being said, you move from what's called a hot wallet to just a standard. They just call it just a standard wallet or standard storage. That can be sending it that, and that is sending it to your own personal wallet of your choosing. And we can go over some wallets. I have some I will share that hold all different kinds of crypto. There's a famous phrase that if you don't own the keys to your crypto, then it's not really yours. And the keys are a very important thing in security, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Finally, the third way to store and secure cryptocurrency, I'm trying to tie this in with how to protect yourself, is what's called cold storage. And cold storage is when you take it from either an exchange wallet or your personal wallet that's not on the exchange, and you move it onto a physical device, like a ledger. I'm sure that's Ledger Nanos are very popular. Trezor is another name of the wallet. And these devices are incapable of being attacked until, not until, their only point of weakness is when you plug them into the computer, if someone is watching you enter your password or something like that. um, that's their only point. And some cold storage wallets have come so far that you can put your crypto on there safely. And quite frankly, it's where all my crypto is. It's where all my crypto is. There's no reason I can't say that. And I feel safe. I feel safe for two reasons. I feel safe because it's on a physical device, and I feel safe because I have that key, and that key is a 12 or 24 word combination. And I can take that key and I can input it in, say I lose the physical device, someone steals it, they think they can get all my Bitcoin or crypto off of it. Joke's on them. I can actually just type in my 24 words onto a regular wallet, and it will move all of the cryptocurrencies over onto that wallet. And so if somebody did get into a hardware wallet, it would be empty by the time they got in there. So that's where cold storage has tremendous advantages, because you can completely lock it down, and if it gets stolen, you can move it before anybody has the opportunity to even enter into the wallet itself. So, um, to directly answer the question, how secure is it to leave it on top exchanges? Personal opinion, very secure. Kraken has never been hacked. They have been, um, people will swarm the servers to try to shut it down, but it's not a hacking attempt or things of that nature. So if you're a trader, and I do some trading, there's no reason to not leave some, but don't leave more than what you're willing to lose. Very plainly, if exchanges could decide to stop withdrawals and deposits at any given time, and your money in there could be stuck or frozen in there for months or years or forever. So take it with a grain of salt. But for companies like Kraken and Binance, which you specifically asked about, they've never done that. They don't freeze up your money, and if they do, you're able to talk to them and typically figure out what the hang up is. Um, Correct, Kevin. Cold storage doesn't always let you store any type of crypto. That is changing with new wallets out there. So, yes, you will have your altcoins and your small cap coins, things of that nature, that will not be able to be stored on cold storage. However, I will counter your comment with, Yes, you can, depending on the blockchain that that coin is on. There are wallets now, that cold storage wallets, that allow you to add a custom token as long as that wallet supports the native blockchain that that custom token is on. For example, I can put any ERC20 or token that has been minted on Ethereum onto a cold storage wallet because it's an Ethereum address. It is, or it uses an Ethereum address, and I can input that into my cold storage and safely hold my coins. Yes, and here are some good ones. Kobo Vault, or Kobo.com, is one of them, Kevin. That's what I use. I use Kobo Vault. It's a bit intense, but it does the job, and they have a very interactive Telegram community as well. So hop on their website, and you can see just how many things you can store. Tron, you can store EOS, you can store all, Stellar Lumens. So all of these major blockchains are being put on cold storage wallets. And the beautiful thing about the cold storage wallets is you don't have to buy a new one every time new cryptocurrencies come out. They typically just provide an update to the wallet itself, allowing you to integrate more tokens onto the Trezor. Okay, for your example here, onto your Trezor. So, how about Ledger and its recent scandal, Petra? Um, the What scandal? The fact that Ledger, that there are ways to crack into a ledger? Is that?
Yeah, exactly. Like the data stealing scandal that was going on.
That's why I don't use Ledger. I'll be very honest. I've never liked them from the beginning. There, that is Ledger was the first, maybe one of the first cold storage wallets in the space.
Mhm.
But I will show you this. Kraken Security Labs actually, Kevin, I don't want to scare you, but Kraken identifies critical flaw in Trezor hardware wallets. So this is almost a year old, so I'm sure Trezor has fixed the flaw, but it took them 15 minutes to access the device, and they tell you step by step how they broke into your Trezor wallet. They even got the seed phrase, and that means they got all your wallets, or they got all the money out of your wallet. So exchanges like Kraken and Coinbase are doing this would be called penetration testing, pen testing on hardware wallets, in order to let you all know, here's what we've discovered. And I find that one, Kraken, and here's another one here, and we'll put it up here. Kraken has an entire article about the Ledger phishing scam. So okay. So the phishing scam was from emails and texts. Okay, now I have a little bit better perspective. Don't click on those links. You need to check and make sure what you're being sent comes from the right place. There is a protocol, or excuse me, there is a project. I believe it's just metacert.com. Yes, metacert.com. And I think it's $25 a year, and mine's off right now. But if I'm on one of these exchanges, this black shield would turn green, and it would show me that I am on the right website. And it even integrates into my emails. So if I received that email about the phishing, there would be black warning signs from Shields saying that this is not a valid address. I very strongly believe in MetaCert. They've done a great job protecting me from just going to the wrong sites by typing in an extra letter somewhere. So that's how I feel with regards to. Yeah. Yes, Kevin, I'm sure they have too. It's been a year. They definitely have. I'm sure they fixed it within 2 or 3 weeks of Kraken publishing that article, or else they wouldn't be in business still. Um, so
All right.
let's see. We've got about 12 minutes. Are there any
Yeah.
more questions I can take?
I have a question.
Go for it.
Yeah. So summing up, like, okay, imagining like so many more people are getting their wallets, getting their cryptos, probably even using their cryptos to buy stuff and purchase their flights, their travels, etc. How do you see, like, how will be the widespread adoption of the current like currency system for crypto, and how does this look like, especially also for like third world countries?
Great question. So, what I'm seeing more and more in crypto is integrations directly into exchanges. Airbnb, for example, I can purchase an Airbnb rental through my Gemini account. They have partnered with many of these companies. I can go buy my Baskin Robbins ice cream with my Gemini account if I wanted to. But so what where I see, I suppose, I guess it's a question of mass adoption in the unbanked areas of Asia, where, oop, did you want to go through the large? Yes, I will, Suzanne, very quickly after this. Uh, Shoot, Petra, repeat that question real quick and like a summary,
How do
because
you think the widespread adoption of like the current currency system will turn over to crypto?
Okay, so there won't be. So a lot of people say it'll be a turnover or a transition. To me, there's going to be a consensus. People are going to come to an agreement from traditional banks. Uh, Countries are not going to give up their native currencies in exchange for Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, unless it's their own digital currency.
Mhm,
And that's something that's being talked about in Estonia and other very crypto-friendly places around the world of creating what's called a CB DC, a central banked decentralized currency. So
mhm,
it kind of goes against crypto, in my opinion, because you have a bank issuing cryptocurrency tokens, but at the same time, that it's a positive move for widespread adoption.
mhm. So you think it's like gonna be like just different layers, huh?
Yes, and DeFi is breaking barriers when it comes to how people invest, how many people are able to get access to money and money remittance, things of that nature, and how to invest in truly a free market, one where uh, in America right now, we're having some crazy stock stuff going on. And so the SEC just said, no trading. They just stopped it, which is not capitalistic at all. You can't
Yeah.
do that in cryptocurrency. So that's one great advantage. You can always send money. You can always get to your account. Unless, of course, the server's down on the other side. But there's no single authority saying, no, no, we're going to stop you from trading or sending your cryptocurrency.
Yeah. So there are many more questions and little time.
So yeah, so Suzanne, do I want to go through the largest market cap coins and comment on that? Sure. Let me share my screen again real quick. This is going to be brief because these change near daily. Polkadot never existed 6 months ago, and now it's number 4, overtaking Ripple, which used to be number 3. Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're always going to be number one and number two in my opinion. Ethereum is reaching, it's nearly reaching all-time highs. Quite honestly, seemingly performing better than Bitcoin right now.
Mhm.
Tether is a necessary evil, in my opinion. I don't like it, but it was the first stable coin created, and it's one that the majority of the exchanges have adopted. It's simply I don't like the United States monetary policy, and Tether follows that to the letter. So I'm not a big fan of Tether. Polkadot, number four. The reason Polkadot is so attractive is because it is a better, cheaper, faster version of Ethereum, is what many people are thinking. It's cross chain, which means Polkadot blockchains can talk, or Polkadot smart contracts can talk to other blockchains. So you can actually start getting so a chain, it's just going down in one chain. You got Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, you have Dash. They don't talk to each other. They're totally separate. But we're getting in a much more advanced world where these cross-chain areas are starting to interconnect and do some really cool things like swapping tokens for very cheap prices without having to get on an exchange.
Mhm.
Ripple, don't have much to say about Ripple. It's under serious SEC scrutiny and investigation and violations in the United States. I don't think that's going to destroy the token, or else it already would have been destroyed. But as a US citizen, I will never touch it. But if you're not in the US, go for it. Or if you want to take a big gamble, I would say go for it. ADA, I keep kicking myself in the butt. I've been watching it since it was 4 cents and I never bought any. ADA is a very big blockchain project in Asia. It's picked up a lot of steam there, and it is for very quick transfers, much like Stellar Lumens XLM, which someone else asked about in the chat. And you can see Stellar has dropped to number 11. They've been booted out of the top 10 list. And Stellar used to be 4 or 5 cents a token as well. So quickly going, Chainlink is very similar to Polkadot, where people are building a lot of applications on it. Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, those are here because they've kind of been around since almost the beginning. So they've kind of stapled themselves into the market. So I believe they're not going to leave the top 10 or top 20 anytime soon. And the Binance coin, BNB, is going to it'll probably be a top 5 coin. It continues to move up. There are some amazing coins out there that many of you probably own that are not part of the top 10, and I highly suggest you have a look at what's out there. But that's a brief overview of the top 10 as they stand, in my opinion.
Nice, thank you. I
Sure.
quickly wanna ask the question from Philip. He has to hop off a call. How about tax and IRS legal actions to get user accounts and taxing as property, not income? Need to go to New. Yeah, that's his question.
Let's see. But would like to know. I'm a U.S. citizen and I live outside in Europe and
Not from
Midwest.
Philip. Yeah.
Middle East.
Yeah.
Ah, there he is. Nice.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Thank you. Okay. So, but you are a U.S. citizen.
Correct.
Okay.
Good
So
to be me, I know.
so yeah, me too. So tax and IRS is very simple. Coinbase, if you have an account with Coinbase, they automatically send all your trades to the IRS.
Okay.
They're the only exchange that does that. All other exchanges in the United States allow you to download your entire transaction history for the year and give that to your accountant and say, figure it out. There are also programs called, and I'll put this in the chat, accounting. No, I believe it's accounting.com, which will help you like upload your tax information, and or you can tie into exchanges and it'll give you tax bases and bases and things like that. So, um, although you're in the Middle East and Europe, and awesome you're there, you're definitely still subject to taxes in the US. They don't care where you are. They want your
Yeah,
money.
I know. I've been through that a couple times.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
um,
good. Thank you.
yes, my pleasure. Always good to know. Great question. What's your view on the DeFi sector? How much of that are bubbles, pyramids, long-term sustainable business, hottest trends and favorites? Whew, and I have 2 minutes. The DeFi sector is not a bubble yet. It's still growing. It's still figuring itself out. I'm gonna have to share my screen again very quickly and show why the DeFi sector is still growing. Let's see here. Uniswap is a DeFi token. Aave is a DeFi token. Let's see. There should be some others on here that are DeFi token. Maker is a DeFi token. These are all within the top 50. Sushi Swap as well. So if you go, I think things like Uniswap, um, you can see that people obviously believe in DeFi. There is $3.41 billion inside Uniswap's application alone. And what Uniswap allows you to do very quickly is to open up your MetaMask account right here if you have MetaMask, or I may do a section on that, and you can switch out all of these cryptocurrencies at a fraction of the cost without having to get on an exchange, and it's instant. So that's one reason for that I believe in DeFi, is that people are literally putting billions into these projects, and the token prices are strong, and the companies behind them are strong. And another reason is it's great for the people in the unbanked worlds like Asia and the some places in, well, mostly Africa, is peer-to-peer lending, peer-to-peer investing, and also the collateralization of real world items. So we can get into this on another call, but there are apps where, or companies where I can take the watch I'm wearing, turn it into a digital asset, and they will give me Ethereum or whatever I choose to borrow, and I can use that Ethereum to invest. And if I lose that money, I owe them the watch. So there are a lot of incredible use cases for DeFi, and you asked my favorite right now. It's a game. It's called Blockchain Heroes. But so it's not exactly a DeFi project. But it's in the NFT space, which is being built into DeFi. So I feel like I have to have a whole nother talk on DeFi and NFTs.
And Ben, how do you rate the influence of the ever-growing gap between like the rich and the poor? Like, how do you see the influence of like the crypto, yeah, currency movement future?
So, for me, stop sharing. Okay. So this is a world where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Unfortunately, there is no market that changes those metrics. Now, what cryptocurrency is allowing, there are social good tokens and projects where people are creating value with things like art and digital art and music, and selling those as digital tokens, known as NFTs. But as far as the actual cryptocurrency market, I'm afraid the answer is it is another tool. If you want to look at it in a negative way, it is another tool to help the rich get richer. If you want to look at it in a positive way, it is another investment outlet for retail consumers to put their money and possibly experience some tremendous gains down the road on projects they believe in.
Yeah, yeah. What I found today, like I think today is like a special day, like seeing like Wall Street and all the things going on, like
Well,
in paper.
it,
Yeah,
I guess today's the first day that GameStop made it all the way overseas.
yeah. That's
Yeah, there's some incredible things happening on Wall Street, and I know I'm over time, but we're watching history in the making right now. There will be books written about this. There will probably be a movie, much like The Big Short, about what happened with GameStop and what is happening with GameStop, and why it's a problem, because the SEC, the United States Security and Exchange Commission, told exchanges, like any cryptocurrency exchange, they told normal traditional exchanges, you're not allowed to sell GameStop or buy GameStop. We are stopping all trading on it, and that has really cost a lot of people a lot of money, and it's caused an uproar. So it's an interesting thing. And if you haven't gone and seen The Big Short, I definitely suggest it, because it kind of shows you where we're at right now in the US economy with all these shorts. That's what this is all coming from.
Before we hop off to like our breakout rooms, it's like the time is running so much. I just quickly want to quote this, what I read in like a newspaper. It's like, coiners are terrorists. They are destroying our precious financial system the member states have kept improving for decades. So yeah, probably there's like so much potential. So
0.36% of all cryptocurrency transactions went to fund terrorism in 2020 versus about 12% of all US dollars printed last year.
yeah.
So
No,
you
no, of
can't
course. Like
you can't people that are saying this are people that are trying to scare you into thinking that you're a criminal if you buy cryptocurrency. Remember this number: 0.34% of over $1 trillion was used in illegal activity, whether that be terrorist financing, money laundering. 12% of the money that the United States printed last year, which was over $3 trillion, so triple the market cap of crypto, went towards terrorist financing, illegal sales, things of that nature. I will always laugh at any regulator directly in their face when they tell me that cryptocurrency is a way to utilize bad actors and buy drugs and empower terrorists. It's the opposite. You can trace cryptocurrency from the very beginning all the way to where it is and how it's spent. You cannot trace a dollar in the same way. Bitcoin can be tracked and is tracked. So people that are, financing with cryptocurrency in illegal ways, watch out. There are tools out there that are tracking your every single move. So that's my thought there, is that it's totally overblown. It's simply because people want to protect their precious fiat currency and not let and make people think that crypto is only for the bad. So let's see.
cool.
Let's see. So where would be the best place to buy Stellas or other coins you trust, Kevin? So just real quickly, Kevin, if you go to Coinmarketcap, if you click on all of those coins, there is, I'll do it again. There is a section. So we're just going to click on Bitcoin. First one. Every coin has a market. So you click on market. Kevin, this is for you. Here, Coinbase Pro, $32 million has been traded. Binance, $32 million has been traded. Kraken, $32 million has been traded in the last 24 hours. So these are all the places you can go buy Bitcoin, and we haven't even dropped below 32 million until we hit number 64, because this one with the asterisk means it's not marked, but the rest of this, we're still in the tens of millions of dollars for Bitcoin, and you see people are exchanging it for all kinds of stuff. So here's 100 exchanges. You could load more, and there's more $32 million, or excuse me, 12 million. I was looking at the price, 32,000. 18 million here. That means this should be Yeah, $1.25 billion has been spent on Bitcoin in the last 24 hours on Coinbase. 765 million has been spent buying Bitcoin on Binance. 500 million on Binance US, and then 300 million on Kraken. So go to Coinmarketcap, click on your coin, and click on market, and you'll always be able to see where it's being traded the most.
Awesome. Also, guys, if you have further questions, like Ben is also part of our our participants, so you can also reach out to him anytime in our chat. And
Yeah, and in fact, I will put trying to move away from WhatsApp, but I prefer Signal, or I'll still take WhatsApp messages. It doesn't really matter. Signal or Telegram. And I'll just put this here at benl324 is my Telegram. You can find me at ben@leffventures.com, and if you do want to add me on WhatsApp, here I am. So just take down that info, and we can have a conversation. I'm happy to share my knowledge with all of you. Thank you all so much for the incredible questions, and for letting me run over about 10 minutes of time here. I'm sure there are many more questions that have been posted and not answered, or floating around in your head. And I would love to get back on and address those, and talk about the whole new market of DeFi and NFTs and lending, and what all that means in the space. So I hope this was helpful, and I really appreciate all your time today.
thank you so much, Ben. Thank you
Thank
everyone
you.
for also your patience. And I think I would suggest to skip the breakout rooms for this day. If there's like a last question, go ahead. But otherwise, I think we leave it here for today. And otherwise, I mean, the chat is open. Just feel free to use the chat also in our Telegram group.
And just in the Telegram group, just tag me if you sent me a private message, because Telegram automatically mutes new messages from people, so it goes to the bottom of my list. So if you do want to talk to me, send me a message, and then just go into Unit Masters and tag me and just say check PM, and I'll get in there and have a look, and we can start talking about whatever it is you want to talk about in crypto.
Awesome. Thank you
So.
so much.
Thank you all. Really appreciate it. Have a wonderful rest of your days, nights, afternoons, and evenings.